we're in Hebden Bridge for Bring and Byte, our music hack weekend, and we've brought together a group of curious people from the music sector and people from the tech sector and put them in a building together to see what happens. Hopefully they're going to come up with some ideas that will point to the future of independent music.
And Bring and Byte is part of our Hub Lab programme, which is where we explore things that we're curious about, that we want to understand a bit more, or things that we're actually a bit cross about, that we want to try and fix or make better.
So when we arrived in this morning, we were all asked to just stick in as many ideas as we could onto little post-it notes, weren't we? And we were encouraged to stick them on the wall.
Easy, hard, silly and serious.
Yeah, and that was really interesting because just loads of people were really up for it, and just, I think once that space had been created for all of us to just chuck all those ideas that we brought with us down.
All these ideas come together and you think something is crystallising and you get excited about it, and then you start exploring it in a bit more detail and it sort of falls apart.
Yeah.
And you kind of build it back up again, and you kind of test something, and it falls apart again. You go round and round in circles. It's like each time you get a little bit closer to the thing that hopefully...
And what I like about the idea that we've arrived at as a group is that I really like the idea not just as a musician, but as a music lover. Like I really want to have the thing that we're talking about happening, just because I like being a music consumer as much as a music creator.
This project was a chance to get a load of people I'm a fan of, either the work they do or how they work or how they think, and just seeing the stuff that's coming out of them when they're all together. Searchable database of doom metal and hip hop lyrics, an internet connected bandstand, fan fiction for interactive books.
I spend all my time talking to musicians really, and musicians are actually some of the most reactionary people in the arts, because they're always moaning about things taking away their traditional revenue streams and all that sort of stuff. And you think, well, yes, that is happening, but other things are happening too to kind of counterbalance that. Progress is happening, change is happening, and these things are always very interesting. And musicians used to lead the change, and they don't anymore. And now it's tech people who's leading it, and they seem to have sort of enthusiasm, by the bucketful. And so being in a room where it's fairly equally musician / kind of artist and tech people, it's incredible because you've got all these different kinds of enthusiasm, but they also mesh together in a really nice way.
This is the first of these kind of things I've been to, and it's just been great. It's really good people, made a lot of really useful contacts. There's a couple of projects I'm actually talking about doing with people. It's been great.
It's interesting to see how important aspects of the music industry I hadn't really considered. I follow labels, but I don't really think about how they keep track of their audiences so much, and just everyone's got a part to play in making sure that we keep music a viable thing.
It's been really exciting to share what I do with other people and to see people's reaction, but it's actually been more amazing to listen to other people, hear about the sorts of things that they do, and think about how you can work together with other people.
We're Team Boomstand, and we've just won this amazing trophy for our hack at the Bring and Byte hack weekend. We had a random idea at the start, and then with the kind of team we pulled together, it then kind of morphed and kind of explored a bit.
That idea of having sound systems and public spaces ties into the idea of street performance, both busking but also kind of wider street performance and public speaking and everything else. And now that over recent times has had a little bit of tension in terms of performers, councils and local communities as well. Maybe using this technology could be a really, really interesting way of trying to make that relationship a little bit more harmonious, really.
I think one of the nicest things about the weekend is that, with the exception of, I think, us two, I don't know, I've never really met any of these guys before. Yeah. And it was sort of really well handled, and we got the chance to sort of form these groups around these ideas, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this was focused on music and very much about bringing music and technology together, as opposed to music tech events I've been to, which are very much focused on the technology without bringing in the musicians and the venues and the artists, and they were all around. So the ability to rapidly figure out, would the artists like this? Would the members of the public like it? Would a venue? How do they think about it?